Righty-ho, welcome to another edition of Akau TV. I'm joined again by Libby Richards. What a week it's been, Jamie. You got the first four in the 1,000 guineas and obviously the winner, and what an amazing week down in Cup Week. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, for sure. It was very good week. The team down there have done a fabulous job, led by Sam Burgesson and very ably assisted by Libby Richards. The team have been firing on all cylinders to win, I guess, some of the big races, or the two big main 3-year-old races, and to win the Stewards and the Couplands on the middle day there. And also to see Leaderboard run so well on the Cup, where he ran third. That was a big thrill as well. So, yeah, fabulous week, and can't thank everybody enough that's been working tirelessly and behind the scenes.
In Group 1 win number 50, Jamie, that's an amazing feat for yourself. I know you give the team a lot of credit for the results, but I think you got to take a step back and look at that accomplishment in its own right as well. Yeah, no, it's a bit of a thrill, and great to do it down in the South Island there, where obviously born and bred. So really cool, and culmination of a lot of hard work by a lot of different people. And big news through the week, team member Libby Richards has announced a pregnancy and an engagement in 1 week. So you're going to become an uncle as well. That's pretty exciting news. Yeah, double whopper, and really starting to put the pressure on the brother. So, we'll see how we get on. But great news. A wonderful couple, and looking forward to seeing this brog. Awesome. When's Paul back? Dad will be back in a couple of weeks. So I think he gets back into New Zealand on the 2nd. I think Mum's going to fly over there next week, and they're going to have a little week's holiday, and then cruise around. What is it? MIQ. So do that for a week, and then back to Matamata, and hopefully be rearing and ready to go. Great. I'm sure the bubbles will be flowing when he does return, and obviously your mum comes back as well. It'll be a great reunion. So I guess moving along and just having a look at the week that's been. Obviously, there was a decent contingent of horses trialling at Taupo on Monday. Any comments from that set of trials? Really happy with the majority of those. A couple of nice 2-year-olds there. Grayson Gray was good. Insatiable's a really nice horse that we've got a bit of time for. He trialled well. Good to see On the Bubbles back, having a bit of a quiet day out. But on the whole, I thought the horses trialled well. And although we've been a little bit slower off the mark with particularly our babies, sort of feel like they're starting to come right now. Great. And you've had a big week down at Te Rapa for the Ready to Run sales. Can you talk us through that? Obviously, there was around 10 purchases, I think, on day 1, and about 3 yesterday. Any standouts for you? I know that the shares have been selling like hotcakes, but any standouts that caught your eye? Yeah, so firstly, massive congratulations to New Zealand Bloodstock on the way that they were able to conduct that virtual sale there. Obviously, because of the restrictions in Auckland, we couldn't get to Karaka, so they held it at Te Rapa with no horses present. But I think that, the only word that sale could be described as a massive success. Very, very difficult to buy nice horses, and the top end was very strong, like it always is. So I think we came home with about 11, and at varying prices from a $30,000 Burgundy Gelding that Dave bought late in the day yesterday, right through to the $640,000 sale topping colt, the Savabeel colt out of Etiquette. So I think, he's a lovely horse. He's a staying type of derby type of horse. Hopefully he's got the class to be able to be a nice miler and develop into a 2,000, 2,400 metres type of horse. Really liked the Savabeel colt out of the Fastnet Rock Mare. He was 340,000 there on the first day as well. A lot of speed in his mother's family, and a short, compact sort of horse, not overly big, but plenty of natural strength. So I'd say that he could hopefully be up and going in the autumn as a 2-year-old, and hopefully be a 2,000 guineas colt. That's what we sort of bought those colts for, to try and target those types of races. Obviously, we've had a good record with Embellish and Novia in there, and we're trying to find the next one. And if I was to touch on a filly, we bought a filly yesterday afternoon, a Tarzino filly out of Postman's Daughter. Absolute belter.
Tall, athletic, Oak style of filly with a lot of quality, and very excited about welcoming her into the stable in the next few days as well. Most of those horses are going to come straight in. It's a little bit different this year. We don't feel like they've had to go to Karaka and had the pressure of a sale up there. They've basically just had a few parades and been out in the paddock. So we're going to crack on with most of ours, and particularly that Astern horse there, Hamish, that you're involved with. We'll be trying to crack on with him and see where we end up.
Kenny, we will be interested to see how he ends up, and you might see him in track work even on next Thursday. Is that right?
Yeah, he'll be in. He won't be jumping out next Thursday, but the horses will be coming in and familiarising themselves with their new surroundings here at Matamata.
Right, and that horse by Tarzino, how much did Dave pay for him?
So she was 250,000, which is quite an expensive, for Tarzino, who's a young stallion that's got a bit of upside. So, as I said, the nice horses were particularly hard to buy. The middle market was a little bit soft, like it can be, and there was a bit of a tail end. But we thought we bought some really nice horses, and hopefully there's another Tiaka Shark or Ginger Nuts in there.
Well, there you go. You've heard it from the man who's just trained the first 4 in the 1,000 Guineas, and he's tipping you into a couple of nice horses that he thinks could probably finish up in a few classic races next season. So get in touch with Karen if you haven't already. The shares are selling fast, so make sure you get in and find that horse that you want, maybe even that Tarzino. I guess one thing that caught my eye looking into this week, OP Boston at 54.5 kilos, that is absurd. What's going on there?
Well, that hopefully that tells the people, that's a filly that we really like. OP's been very impressed with it, and I think it's the first time that he's ridden that light since probably won the Karaka 2-year-old, I think, if I'm right. Or 54.5 in the 3-year-old as well. So yeah, she Bright Blue Sky. She's a Fastnet Rock filly that Dave bought on the Gold Coast with the help of Andy Williams, and we're looking forward to her making her debut tomorrow. She's got a big job in front of her. There's an impressive horse of Stephen Cole's in there that won well at Matamata. So we're going to get a good line on where she's at, but we certainly do think that she's a really nice filly with a big future, hopefully.
Great. So I guess a small but select number of runners this weekend. We're going to kick off at Taranaki today, and then cover off a couple of runners at Te Rapa. Obviously, the Counties Cup meeting over at Te Rapa on Saturday. So we might just get into it. Race 5, the Primo 1200, rating 65 benchmark, obviously across at Taranaki. We've got Lightning Field lining up from Barrier 9 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, disappointing first up, but that was the day where they ran at Hara and there was a truck flipped over on the road, so it took them a few extra hours to get there. We've just given him a little bit of time between runs. His work seems to have been solid. If he finds his form from last prep, he's got to be right in it, but you just have to take him on trust a little bit after that first up run.
Good as gold. And moving down to race 8, there's been a big market move for one right down the page of Alan Sherrick's. I see their 7s into 250. We've got 2 runners lining up. It's race 8, the Credit Flex Maiden 1100. First up, Charmander from Barrier 2 with Sam Weatherly on board.
Yeah, they've come from far and wide to back Show Us More. So this is going to be a really interesting race there for Alan Sherrick down there in the Naki. But 2 nice horses in here. Charmander drawn well. He'll sort of sneak forward a bit from there, and off his trials, he's got to be an each way chance. He's probably looking for a little bit further than the 1100, but he drew wide at Rotorua, so we just thought we'd kick him off down here. And the second of the runners in that race is She's a Show Off. Her trial form's been good. She's been doing a little bit of work this week with Bright Blue Sky, and seems to be, working nicely alongside her. So she's a filly that we've had to be a little bit patient with. We thought she was going to be up and going before now, but we do think she's got a bit of natural talent, and it'll be interesting to see how she shapes up against this horse that's been labelled very urgent.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty competitive field, and there'll be a lot of form to follow out of it either way. So moving across to Saturday, obviously Counties Cup Day, moved from Pukekohe over to Te Rapa. We kick off in race 2, the Stella Artois 1500 Championship Qualifier, rating 74, benchmark 1400. We've got Miss Aotearoa with OP Boston on board from Barrier 13.
Yeah, she's going well. Hasn't been able to win this preparation yet, but she's just had a few little excuses. First up, a little bit fat. Second up, got back, stayed back, had no luck. Not a very good ride from Troy there, but he put his hands up and said she'll be back next time, and she duly did bounce back. She got a really soft run in behind the leaders. Probably just got to the front a little bit soon last time, and they got over the top of her late. So we've just changed things around a little bit with her. She's got the blinkers on. We're going to ride her back a little bit from an awkward gate there in 13. So she's going to need a little bit of luck. But I think she's going to be letting rip down the centre of the track and should be a really good chance.
And of course, we've touched on Bright Blue Sky in the first of the listed races there at Te Rapa, but we'll touch on them quickly again. Race 3, or her quickly again. Race 3, the Fast Track Insurance 2-year-old stakes. Set weights for the 2-year-olds over 1100. Bright Blue Sky.
Yep, a filly that we've got a bit of time for. Drawn nicely. Should get a soft run up and behind the speed, and the way that she's been working at home, she's got to be a decent chance. She's very short, probably too short to be backing, particularly when Mascarinto up there won his only start by 6 1/4 lengths, or 6.5 lengths, whatever it may be. So going to be an interesting test for her, but as I say, it's a filly that we like, and we're looking forward to her making her debut tomorrow.
Great, and you'll try to get some money in the bin, and who knows, you might end up in the Magic Millions in January. Possibly.
Well, dreams are free, but we'll try.
Good as gold. So moving down to race 5, the next of the listed races is the Hanoi Farm Counties Bowl. It's another race over 1100. It's an open handicap. We've got the Trelawney mare Vamos BB with Danielle Johnson on board.
Yeah, happy with her. Big step up for her, but she deserves her opportunity. She was brilliant at Matamata last time. Put 74 grade. Four graded race away well, and we're having a throw at the stumps here, obviously owned by Brenton Cherry Taylor and Faith Taylor, and all important black type available here for her. So this is a really good race. Levante's in there, 30 rating points, basically splitting Vamos BB and Levante and 6 kilos. So conservatively, we're quite a wee way out of the handicap there if it was to be run under true conditions. So she's going to have to be right at her very best, but we're pleased with how she's going. She's drawn a nice handy barrier there. She'll go forward, race up on the speed a little bit, and she'll give a good kick. But Levante does look very hard to beat in this, and Babylon Berlin was brilliant at Riccarton. So going to be a fascinating race. A lot of nice horses in here, and she's going to have to be at her very best.
And of course, Levante did Posh Avantage on a couple of occasions there a few seasons back. So it should be a very competitive race. Moving down to race 6, the Herbie Dyke Stakes, Noms Close, 7.5 mile, rating 65 benchmark over the 1600 meters. We've got Image for You, John Barrier 12 with Opie Boston on board.
I think that is supposed to be the Herbie Dyke Stakes, Noms Close, 7th of December, Hamish, just for your...
Oh, right, 7th of the 12th, 7th and half a mile. There you go. Bit of a copy-paste error there, but
Image of You, going really well, bringing good, honest form lines into this. Work's been good. This is her 3rd run in 6 weeks, which is my only concern. But she seems to be eating well, working well, and I've got no reason not to be able to sort of kick her off or race her on Saturday. Again, draw awkward, so she'll be back a little bit, but hopefully she's getting to the centre of the track and finishing off well. I think she'll appreciate the step up to the mile, and it's a really nice day there with good stake money, which the Auckland Turf Club or Racing Club, whatever they call themselves now, must be congratulated on for these stakes that they've put up, and they've got some really competitive fields.
Great. And moving down to race 9, the Te Rapa Tavern Mile, rating 74 benchmark. We've got Aromatic, drawn barrier 11 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yep, happy with her. Tried to set her for this race. Get a bit of stake money in the back pocket there. She's drawn out a little bit wider. But she'll roll forward. She's got natural gate speed, should put herself up in the race. Trial was good here at Matamata when she just had a little tick over trial. So, yeah, we're really happy with her, and she's ready to run well.
It was gold. Well, I guess that's us for the week. Do you have a best bet? We ended the hot streak last week. I think we had a close second with Phantom Witness, or third.
Yeah, right on the line. They got me, bombed me from back in the field. What should we do? We should go we should go the 2-year-old, I guess. Bright Blue Sky, filly that we've got a lot of time for, and Opie's made a pretty significant commitment there to ride 54.5, and as we do this, he's tracking really well with his weight. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing her go tomorrow, and it'll be an interesting race.
Good as gold. And I guess just summarising or finishing off, you'll see Jamie again on Monday. There's a special broadcasted edition. It's a ready-to-run preview show that we're going to be hosting and running a live preview through the social channels, and we'll be sending out an email so you can all join us. That'll include Jamie Richards, David Ellis, Karen Fenton-Ellis, and, of course, the acclaimed Australian horse racing host Andrew Bensley. So look forward to that, and you'll see Jamie again there next week. I guess outside of that, we don't really have many, or there's no premier meetings next week. It's a bit of a time for you to have a bit of a rest up, Jamie. Many horses lining up next week?
Yeah, we'll have a pretty busy day at Tauranga. Got a lot of maideners to kick off there. Quite a few first starters, so looking forward to that. Otaki will have runners there. There's a 2-year-old race down there. We'll have a couple there, and Romantic Lady will run in the stakes race. And Tiara and Wanganui will have some runners, not too many. There'll be a couple of 2-year-olds for Tiara. But we'll be getting ready for a big day at Trentham the following week for the Captain Cook. We'll probably have 4 on that, so that's exciting. And as you say, the sales recap there on the 22nd. Looking forward to that with Andrew Bensley and Dave and Karen. And a busy day the following Monday at Matamata on the 29th with a lot of horses to trial here on our local track. So yeah, busy time ahead. And I'd just like to sort of close by saying, anybody that is interested in those ready to run horses, do please get involved quickly. You've got your horses like the Burgundy that we bought late in the day, who's a really good option for people that want to dip their toe in the water and have a bit of just sort of try it out a little bit for not too much outlay, right through to the, hopefully those couple of expensive stallion prospects and a couple of really nice fillies and racehorses in between. So get in touch with Dave and Karen, and let's have a bit of fun and race a horse together.
Absolutely. So if you're in search of a Group 1, then this is the stable to be in, obviously. So get in while you can. And obviously, good luck to you this weekend, Jamie, and we'll catch you again next week, mate.